Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 334 of the Name Pending podcast. I'm here hosting with obviously myself, and I'm with It's Just King and Quantum Zay today.
Yes, sir.
Say hi, guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing quite. You know what? No, I gotta do this right. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm feeling quite intelligent right about.
With this 40 milligrams of
Like, every in the house right now.
Yes, sir.
Get your error out.
Get your error out of yeah, you know. But yeah, I was gonna say it's been, how long has it been? When was the last time that we recorded our last episode? Do you remember?
A millennia ago.
I was gonna say I had the Anchor app open so I can go and check by myself, but yeah, I was gonna say this is episode 3 technically. Technically speaking, like documented episodes, it's episode 2. But episode 3 officially. The last time that we recorded was in March 23rd, 2020.
2 years ago.
Over 2 years ago.
Over 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, currently as we're recording this is November 22nd, 2022. The week of Thanksgiving, funny enough, which is pretty cool.
2 days till Thanksgiving.
2 days for Thanksgiving. But yeah, it's been a fat minute. How do you feel to be back, guys?
Pretty interesting.
Awkward.
Like I said, I'm feeling quite that too, but it's just taking it as we go along. I'm feeling quite intelligent about now, as I said before.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do agree with Em on this one. It does feel kind of awkward to be kind of back, especially because of the fact that I've been talking about, like, saying, hey, let's do an episode, or hey, let's record an episode for like on and off for the past like 6 months. Especially within like the last like month. But yeah, the amount of times that I've called you guys up and been like, hey, so are we gonna do this, or like are we just not? But thankfully we're here. I was gonna say, guys, audience viewers, if you guys don't know, we are missing someone, that being Ozzy. Unfortunately, he could not make it with us tonight, but he will probably be here for future episodes. He just had other things that he needs to take care of. So unfortunately he won't be here, but it's all good because we got we weren't important enough for him, we're not worth it.
No.
Nah. When are we ever?
That's not true. That's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah, I was say Ozzy's a pretty good gang.
Wow.
I said pretty good gang, pretty good friend.
We got gang.
gang. But no, I was gonna say we'll still make this episode pretty good without him. We still have the dynamic duo over here, yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna record a good episode. We're gonna make it back with a splash. But that being said, we do have a plethora of topics to talk about today. I was gonna say I did gather a couple because from I've gotten some advice since the last time I recorded a podcast and asked friends, including Isaiah and Emily, hey, how should we be running this podcast? And a little bit more organization, going into it at least head first would be better off. So we have topics to talk about, which is cool. I came up with a small list of like 4 or 5 different topics. So yeah.
I don't know why it sounded like for a second. It's like I came up with a very small list of 25 topics to get through.
A small list of 43 different topics that we can talk about. No. I was gonna say, like, honestly speaking, like because I brainstormed these like super early in the morning when I was like half asleep. I made 4 topics, but with like in like 2 of those topics, there's like 3 different questions. So I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see how many we knock out, and then if we knock out all of them, then fuck it, we ball, we do what we can. But yeah, so as we keep saying, or at least as I keep saying, it's been over 2 years, and I know that within 2 years, a lot of different things can happen, especially in life. I guess you guys would know more than anyone, Isaiah and Emily. You guys would know, at least for my sake. But for your sakes, and let's start off with Emily. What has changed in the past 2 years for you? And I guess what would you say is arguably the biggest change that you've personally gone through within the past 2 years?
That's
Very thought-provoking questions here.
well. First off, my hair. My hair's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Cut it, like, every other month.
Well, I was gonna say
Or every month.
what you've been what just like cutting it or like dyeing it or
No, I've been cutting it. That's all. It's just I can't do much with it either way. All I could do is probably cut it right now.
wait
I'm
so
cutting it as short as I wanted to. How? Yeah.
wait I was gonna say so what cut are you currently rocking right now?
Well, my hair right now is up to my shoulder, barely up to my shoulders now,
Oh, okay.
and it's layered, which is nice.
Cool.
I
So
want to shave it all off, but I can't yet. So
wait, hold on. You want to shave it all off?
I want to shave it all off.
I was gonna say
I want to
go
go bald for a bit.
gonna go
Like
bald.
not shaved head, like not a shaved head. You want to go full bald?
I would love to do that actually. Yeah.
Are we talking about like Sid from Toy Story like shaved head, or are we talking about like
Talking about
Saitama
11
bald?
from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
11 from Stranger Things. How about that?
Okay, so you trying to go all the way?
So that's not all the way. That's,
That's not-
shaved head.
Yeah, that's shaved head. I mean Saitama.
If she was going all the way, she would go like Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
or my dad.
Damn. Wish I could relate to that.
Oh,
I'm
that'd
kidding.
be amazing.
No, but no, I rock with it. Hair's a good thing. I'm not gonna lie, like me personally, I feel like I've grown my hair a lot within the past 2 years. Also I've like taken little to no care of my hair within the past 2 years, except for more recently, I would say. So like for example, like I don't know if you remember Isaiah, but like 2 years ago, like I kind of had like a flat top situation going on, and now I have more of an afro, like how I originally wanted to. But that's just because I've grown out more hair. I guess in terms of hair, what would you say?
Well, that's changed for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of like kept the same hairstyle since middle school. So like, I can't say much has changed other than I got a haircut about a month ago. That's really all I could say that's different.
Fair.
I mean, the beard is getting better, The more it's getting shaved, the more it's growing in, making myself look nice,
That's a good one though, the beard. Yeah. Like I know
I could grow one.
you want to grow a beard.
I would want to.
Like I know, like for example, for me, like I had to shave pretty recently, and like I've never had to be the one to shave. However, like ever since like high school, especially for you, Isaiah, like your beard came in pretty early compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It was funny because that never really hit me because like during middle school I had like the smallest mustache and everyone would make fun of me for it. Like I was pretending to grow facial hair. Like it was my own doing. They're just like, bro, like stop pretending you can grow facial hair, bro. It's just not it don't look right. But then like I don't know, then I went into high school and I was like one of the only people that had a like functional beard, that was like constantly growing.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I became Abraham Lincoln for a good while and everyone would just look at me really weirdly.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can imagine. Well, not even I can imagine. I was there, so I do remember
Yeah.
that there were times where I was kind of like, bro, like, are you trying to turn on? We always used to make jokes about you being Amish for the amount of.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even just Amish. Some people called me straight up Arabian. Like,
Arabian Nights.
people were like, hey, make sure you check him at the airport, bro. You never know.
Hey, yo, what you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I wish I knew.
So I would say, viewers, I would say if you guys ever see Isaiah in public, make sure that you never let him anywhere near an airport within 6 miles away. Nah, but yeah, what about you? What would you say has been your personal biggest like change within the past 2 years, Isaiah?
That is pretty interesting. I mean, Well, no, you know, a very big one has to do with this woman right here. I've like for once actually started traveling, you know, going places outside of Florida. I never thought I'd ever really do that.
That's
But, you know,
true.
I ended up actually leaving Florida for once, and not just to Arizona, that, you know, just by itself is a big thing for me. But we went to Nevada for Las Vegas, and then most recently we went to Texas, which were very different experiences for me, at least, because obviously Emily lives much closer to those places, but you know, you got me living in, you know, the marshlands of Florida, going to the literal freaking nowhere and just desert and cactus. Like, yeah, it was a very big change just visually for me. But it's like, it's really cool, you know. I had never exactly been on a plane before. Like, I've only been on a plane when I was like 9 or like 8, when I went to Chicago, which is where I was born. And like, you know, it's like I can't really remember that experience. So it was honestly a very terrifying experience. But now I've like been on a plane and back like 8 times recently by myself. So it's like, you know, it really isn't that bad. It's kind of a calming experience.
Well, I feel like calming is one very weird way to put it, especially kind of like between who you're with or what you're doing. I was gonna say, fortunately, because fortunately I got the chance to go with you on one of those trips, and one of Sorry, you were saying?
No, I was saying, yeah, you came with me for the second time going around. It was because it was basically the same trip. It was going to Arizona and then traveling over to Nevada for Vegas. But you got to come with me for that second time. So it was cool because it was kind of like having the same experience, but then having to watch somebody else go through exactly what I did. It was like pretty cool to see.
I mean, I was gonna say I didn't go the first time, but I would agree. Just for context, Isaiah and I both stay in Florida. It's been 2 years, so I feel like I should probably just like recap some of the basic things. But M here is hailing all the way from Arizona. And yeah, I was gonna say, for those who don't know, or for those who are new here, we've all been friends for a plethora of years. It's been 4 years.
Yep.
It has been about 4 years.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years. We've been friends for about 4 years.
I met Emily in junior year of high school. Obviously, I was the first one to meet Emily. So yeah, it was been about 4 to 5 years at this point.
Yeah, so
I was the first one to text. Yay!
Yeah, it was a very, very funny thing. Yo, I think your videos are kind of cool. Help me. To sum it up, that was basically what it was. I like your videos. Can you make mine like cool? And
No. Hold on. No, like, doesn't look good. All right, calm down. I didn't ask you for help. No way. I asked you for help, but I didn't ask you for help in that way.
And you
I want
asked.
a quote. I want that quoted as of November of 2022. I didn't ask for your help. I asked for your help.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I feel like, and I feel like within the past 2 years, and I know that if Ozzy was here, he could have his own thing to say about this as well. But like, we've just all gone through so many different things in the past 2 years, and it kind of is really hard to differentiate between the past 2 years, like what's been like the biggest change that we've gone through, because especially us being us, and especially in our ages, we're all kind of entering, if not already, in our 20s. So like, there's like a lot of big changes going on. I know that I'm going to talk about this, but especially for me, I've gone through a couple of big changes, especially within the past 2 years. So for someone to be like, oh yeah, what's the biggest change? It's kind of a toss up. Because like, for example, I no longer live in the same hometown where I used to be with Isaiah. I was gonna say
he left me to die.
I did not leave you to die. I was gonna say I won't be doxing myself on the podcast, but I was gonna say I do live a few hours up north. Thankfully, still in Florida, but now I live in around Central to North Florida compared to South Florida, like how Isaiah does. And not just that, but I'm also like completely independent now. Like, I live on my own. I do my own things. And that's just a very different portion of life that I wouldn't have expected to be on, at least not in the way that I thought I initially would, if that makes any sense. So yeah. But then again, sometimes you can look back at it and be like, oh yeah, like I regret nothing. Or I'm okay with how this turned out. Because if it wasn't for that, or if it wasn't for what I've gone through, or for what's been going on, I feel like our relationships between all three of us just wouldn't have ever been the same. Like, for example, Isaiah, I learned a lot about you, especially when we traveled together, and I thought I've known you forever. So
I mean, yeah, a lot of different things can happen. Like, not for the worse, but like, you know, it's just growing maturity, basically. The longer that you spend, you know, living through your life, doing things that you want to do, and especially even more so doing things sometimes you don't want to do, doing things that you wouldn't expect yourself doing, it's like the level of maturity starts growing, you know. Doesn't matter how fast or how much at a time, but like, you know, a person still changes. And, you know, like I said, it's not necessarily for the worst. It's just, you know, it's different. Things are very different.
Yeah, just because the fact that they're different doesn't mean that they're inherently bad. It's just unexpected, I guess you could say. How do you feel about that, Em?
Fun. It was fun traveling with you guys. I think it was fun. I thought it was fun. I wanted to go to Las Vegas for my 21st birthday, but I realized that's not gonna happen.
Wait. I was if you don't mind me asking, how come?
Well, I gotta go to Florida, so you know, I kind of can't really save money within like 3 months to go to Vegas.
True. You're right.
2 months.
I want to
So
say
that's why I want you guys to come here in October to go to the state fair.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I would love to do that.
this is my first time hearing about this. What?
Yeah, so I had a whole I had a whole plan. First off, I had a whole plan for my 21st birthday, but then I realized I'm going to Florida and I'm not going to have money. So I said, okay, I can't do that. So I would want that you guys to come here for the state fair. The reason why I haven't brought it up is because I only told Isaiah and Anthony.
Okay, well, cool. Leave me out of the conversation. It's all good.
It's all a work in progress.
No, I get
Because
you.
I was thinking about it. I was like, well, Z still has his job over at Disney and whatnot, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I don't know about Ozzy and Chris, and you know, I want
Yeah.
everyone there.
Yeah, but I was gonna say it's all good. I was gonna say I will definitely, especially since it's like you're giving me like I guess a year's heads up. I'll definitely be doing everything in my power to make sure I can go.
Thank you. It's in Phoenix. It's gonna be hot. You guys have to dress nicely, like very, very nicely.
Wait, what? It's formal attire in Phoenix, Arizona?
Not. I meant you gotta dress like, you know, for hot weather. That's what I meant.
Oh,
Good
okay.
luck with that.
I was gonna say.
Oh gosh.
We're dressing like for a funeral to go to the state fair.
All formal, all black, in like 110-degree heat. I literally want to kill myself before the sun does. Like.
I finally felt what it's like to be in humidity.
Amenity.
No,
Humidity.
yeah, she spent 1 week. She spent like what, 2 years, almost 2.5 years, being like, you know, if I had the opportunity to move to Florida, I think I'd rather do that just because I get to be closer with all of you guys. She spent 1 week in Texas and decided, yeah, nah, screw that. I'm staying exactly where I am.
Wait, actually?
She's not even gonna risk moving to Florida.
Because when Isaiah first said, "Oh, this is what it's like in Florida," I was like, "No, I'm not moving no more."
Oh.
Because like throughout the entire week, it was like her and her parents and sister were like sweating profusely, and meanwhile I'm just here like, yeah, okay.
You're just around all these
It
just
was
sweaty
hot. Dude, I'd rather be cold than hot, alright?
people. Fair
She
enough.
takes
Right
she'll
now,
take her
it's like
chances with the
perfect weather.
snow.
I mean,
Yeah, I'd rather stick with the snow.
I was gonna say, because you've told me how much you hate the snow, and you told me all your incidents about slipping and falling and almost killing yourself in the snow. So
Yeah, I'd rather risk it here.
no, I was gonna say I can't even blame you on that one. Like don't get me wrong. Like, see, and I feel like this is something that like people don't understand, especially like for example for me, like someone who's from Haiti. Haiti's natural climate is a lot like Arizona's is in the fact that it's hot, but it's also very dry. So like even if it is super hot, like if you're driving in a car or something and you roll down the window, like it's gonna flush out that heat. However, down here in Florida, where that's not gonna happen. Like it's hot and muggy. Like there's literally days where I look at Isaiah and I'm like, bro, the air is so thick I feel like I can take a bite out of it right now. Like that's how thick it is. No, like I'm so serious. Like that, like you think I'm joking, but the air is literally suffocating because of the humidity.
I know. I hated it so much. I'd rather stay here. I'd rather go to Phoenix and go over there.
I mean, I was
I stick
Well-
with dry heat.
Well, congratulations. You're gonna get a 2-week preview of what it's like being in Florida. So,
yes.
make your official statement when that's done.
Yeah, and I was saying, yeah, and then we're recording an episode right afterwards so that we can get your live, well, not your live, but your post Florida reaction, to summarize how you felt about the entire experience and if you still want to live here.
I'm not moving. I'm staying here, my hometown.
Well, if you guys did get a chance to live somewhere, like where would it be?
Nevada,
Nevada?
Las Vegas.
What about you, Isaiah?
Like I don't know what it is that's like, I've grown up always watching movies of places like New York. It's like I've gotten a good idea of what it's kind of like, at least to just what it looks like to be in New York. I couldn't speak on behalf of what it's like to live there, but what it's like to be there. And like it's similar to a place like Chicago, which again is where my family's from and where I lived for 1 year as a 1-year-old. And then I've been here all my life, so it's like I said, it's nice to go out and like see new places, but for some reason there's something about these like giant cities and skyscrapers that just mesmerizes me. Like I would love to live like in New York or somewhere in Chicago. More New York, because Chicago I have more of a risk of being shot, but we don't talk about that.
I was gonna say also in New York you don't have to really worry about driving a car, so I guess that would come to your advantage.
So yeah, I guess I'd probably have to say New York if I'm being honest. Like Manhattan would be a pretty nice place to be in. It would just definitely be a very different experience locally, because the people there are a different breed of people. Just because of the environment that they live in. Like you literally just said, like no one drives in New York. Like nobody uses a car. All the sidewalks are just filled with people.
Yeah, and you'd be taking the subway and living your life probably is, I don't know, like another like don't get me wrong, living in New York isn't bad. Like I have family who lives like all across the states, and I have a lot of family who actually lives in New York and Canada. So they're always telling you how life is over there. But just like how everyone says like, oh yeah, Florida's just built different, they're just a different breed. Like New Yorkers are also their own fair share of just very different. So I wonder how a natural Floridian would do in that type of environment,
Florida man goes to New York for 1 year, has stroke and dies.
It's like Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, but just way worse. But yeah, I was gonna say, moving on to other things though. We are filming this. I was gonna say, wait, hold on. Today's Tuesday? Yeah, so we're filming this on a Tuesday, which means that, just like how you said, Isaiah, Thanksgiving's in 2 days. Well, first things first, guys. What are your Thanksgiving plans?
Well, yeah, that's like the main thing, honestly.
What?
I'm not even gonna
lost.
be with family. No, I'm just gonna be here and eat. That's it. Order some KFC. Nah, but every single year I go to some family members' houses. Excuse me. Yeah, usually we just go to one of my aunt's houses. I used to go to my grandmother's house back in Daytona, but we haven't really done that in a while. Usually just heading over to one of my aunt's house. Same thing we do for Christmas. Whoever's hosting it, and just like have a big old feast over there. Somebody does the turkey. People bring in different food, but it's really all it is. We have our Thanksgiving services too, which I already had last Sunday. We always do for holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. We do the Sunday prior to that holiday. We do a little luncheon at the church. So we had that on Sunday, which was really nice.
That's cool.
So that's pretty much all it is. That's all it's really meant for.
I get that.
I guess I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but
I get that though, because like for example, like Thanksgiving is just supposed to be like really heavily focused on like community and family and togetherness. So being able to do that with different parts of your family and different parts of your community is also just really cool. What about you, Em? What are you doing for Thanksgiving this year?
Well, I'm actually celebrating it on Thanksgiving, so that's nice.
Do you normally not celebrate it on Thanksgiving?
No, because everyone's working.
Oh,
this girl celebrates Christmas in March, bro.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh.
I forgot about that one year. Sorry. I'm just thinking about that one year when you guys celebrated Christmas in the middle of March, and all of us were collectively just like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like.
I mean, I had to go through that too, though, because for 2020, me and my family actually got COVID, so we couldn't actually celebrate Christmas until around that time. So I got to experience what that was like as well. So I can't say much.
I guess that's true, but I feel like I can give you a pass because that's just COVID. Sorry, I was gonna say I'm probably talking away from the mic, but yeah, I was gonna say, do you already have an idea of what you're gonna do? Are you gonna be making something, or? I'm not asking Isaiah because I know Isaiah doesn't cook.
You already know.
Because I'm a woman, is that why?
No, I was like, I cook too, and I'm not a woman. Wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Hold up a second. Nah, but I was gonna say, I'm just asking because I know that you cook on occasion. You literally cooked today when I was playing with you earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been making me try to cook more, so I've been doing my best.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say, so are you cooking something this year or no? Sorry, my bad.
It's okay. I don't really know. My grandma said that she's making the pies and bread tomorrow. I asked her if she needs any help. She's like, I don't know. I'm okay. All right.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I'm only coming over if you cook something. So
I would do my best, honestly. I can't cook a turkey. I can't cook the ham. You know what I can make? A salad. That's what the best I can do.
I was like, what would you guys say is your favorite dish? Like your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Yeast bread.
Yeast bread?
Yes, yeast bread.
What the fuck is yeast bread?
Yeast rolls. You know, like those bread ones, like those little rolls.
Oh, so
it's gluten. Take that.
Take that shit out. Wait, so is it really just like a normal like dinner roll?
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Oh.
You know. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it's good. My grandma makes the best, you know. Apparently all my grandmas make the best. And now I have to learn how to make it.
It sounds like a little bit of competition right there.
I guess.
What about you, Isaiah? What's your favorite Thanksgiving food item?
Really, I like the turkey. Like, I'm pretty basic, but like, just a good old pulled meat turkey is, kind of just the best thing.
Okay, because I was gonna say, because the thing is that like I feel like turkey can always be a hit or miss, because like sometimes somebody comes in with the Thanksgiving turkey and it's like this is good, this is flavorful, this is like well thought out. And then like some other years, like I remember there was one year with my family where I had taken they got turkey. I was so excited to eat the turkey. I swear to God, that shit was drier than a fucking corpse. Like, like I bit into it and I was like, why is it dry? Like
Why is it spicy?
no, literally. Like, why is it spicy and dry? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, no, but like, because I feel like the turkey can just be a real hit or miss. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess for me, I've always been a mashed guy. So for me, it would probably be like mashed potatoes or mac and cheese, because like the sides deserve some love. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of people who put enough love into, or who don't give enough love to the sides for Thanksgiving. Everyone's talking about everyone's talking about the honey ham. Everyone's talking about the turkey. Everyone's talking about the in some cases full-grown pig. But no one's talking about the mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese or shit. Even the collard greens. Like some people would die for that stuff. Or like the green bean casserole. Because that's what some people have, right, for white Thanksgiving.
Yeah, us too.
Don't ask me.
I was like,
Oh my gosh, wait. Actually,
Yeah, I think one point when my uncle had his husband wanted to bring something, and that's what he brought, and it was, he was white, so
no.
that was.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'll shit on somebody for a green bean casserole. I'll shit on someone for a green.
We don't want to talk about the green bean.
No, we're not talking about. I don't think I meet the qualifications to talk about the green bean. But I was gonna say I'll talk shit about a green bean casserole. But I'm not gonna lie, sweet potato casserole goes hard. Like, I'll give it to them. Sweet potato casserole, that shit goes hard.
Sweet, what?
You've never had a sweet potato casserole?
No.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It can literally be a dessert item by itself, because the way that it's made, it's sweet potato, obviously, but it's like mashed. And then, depending on how some people make it with like, well, obviously it's with spices blended into the mix. So, you get a lot of cinnamon, a lot of nutmeg, a lot of these like very like sweet holiday flavors. And then some people will make it with like a topping of mushroom, that's like blowtorched. So it's toasted mushroom on top. I'm not gonna it's so good. It's so good for using a root vegetable as a base. Like, top tier ingenious idea, in my opinion. I just love the small from Isaiah.
So I can't speak. I really can't. But like, I've only ever had one experience with sweet potato, and it was hospital sweet potatoes.
Huh?
And like, I don't know. I just don't trust it. I've never had just regular sweet potato. I've only ever eaten sweet potato they serve in like the hospital cafeteria, and like, I'll never forget the disgust I had.
Fair. Wait, I was gonna say, why are you eating? Like, were you hospitalized or?
No, you were there. It was when we were working at the garden behind
Oh!
the hospital. So when we would go eat for our lunch, they, it's kind of forced to grab whatever they got there that day, and they had sweet potato. And I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and try this. And I've never tried it again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They did have a lot of different options though. Like for what it was, especially for like a hospital cafeteria, they had a lot of different types of options. I'll give them that. But yeah, I wouldn't have made my first experience having sweet potato at a hospital, which purposely serves bland food. But yeah, I respect the fact that you at least tried,
Yeah.
Well, to give my last Thanksgiving question, since I've made this past like 20 minutes Thanksgiving themed, what are you guys thankful for this holiday season?
That's that kind of question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I'm like a elementary school teacher. What are you thankful for this holiday season? Nothing? Absolutely nothing?
Oh, sorry. I'm letting her go first because I keep taking the first answer, so I'm letting her.
You can go just because I don't know what to think of.
Bro, you don't know what to think of?
No.
I was gonna say, well, I guess I will go first while you can give yourself some time to explain. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
you go.
I'm kidding. Isaiah, go first.
Let's see. Well, I'm thankful for all my friends.
Yo, shut the fuck up, you corny ass. I'm kidding.
All right, so actually,
He's like, I'm thankful for all my friends except that one black guy. You know, his name's Z. He goes online as ZZ's son. I'm kidding.
here's his home address.
Wait.
No, I'm thankful for, you know, everything, honestly. I know that's so everybody to say, but like, it's hard not to be thankful for everything, you know? To be blessed with the family that I have, to be blessed with the people in my life that I've been able to have these experiences with, especially in these past 3 years. I've had a lot of experiences with people that I'll basically never be able to forget, you know? It's stuff that I feel like genuinely changes my, you know, outgoing in life moving forward. Not in a bad way, of course. I really do mean everything in like a positive way. And like, you know, I thank God every day, you know? Thanksgiving, obviously, it's like, you know, it's the day everybody puts down, like, all right, we're all thankful for it. But in reality, I thank God every single day for everything that I've been able to do. And, you know, although I admit I'm slacking a little bit, I'm slacking on that driver's license. I'm slacking on that, you know, actually trying to get a better job to earn more income. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just, you know, thankful of the experiences that I'm able to have. And, you know, to be going forward, you know, trying to improve. And, you know, I feel like that's really what, you know, is the most important thing to be thankful for. To be thankful for the experiences that you've had. Because good and bad, it's all things that you can learn lessons from. It's all things that you can be thankful for.
That's what's up. I was gonna say thanks for that, dude. Like, really. And I was gonna say, and I completely agree with you. I think that it's very important to be thankful for everything that you do. And honestly, and I was gonna say also kudos to you, because even though like I was gonna say, like, you, I guess you know more than anyone, because I'm always the one who's kind of like, hey, listen, like Navi. But like I was gonna say, like, even the fact that you're able to be thankful for everyone and everything that you do, and a good part of maturity and also for humbleness is just being able to understand and be aware of your shortcomings in certain parts. Like I was gonna say, and to be able to identify that is the first step into how to improve that. You get what I mean? So even just the identification of that, like, that's also just really good. Like, obviously speaking, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I wouldn't say, you know, I'm always talking about you and getting your fucking driver's license, but I was like, at least he knows, and at least he's working on it. Like, I was gonna say, he might not get it for the next 3 years, but as long as he knows and he's working on it, like, there's some credit to that.
Yeah.
But focusing on like just like the more essential part of just Thanksgiving as a whole, especially for me and just the things that I've just been doing within the past couple years. First things first, I'm thankful to be alive, because like honestly speaking, like, without putting this episode on like I guess a darker note, there's just been, I wouldn't say like the past 2 years have been just as much empowering and meaningful as they have been just rough. And being able to come out of that and basically be on to bigger and better things, especially within the past, at least for me recently, the past 3 to 4 months, has been good. And I think it's worked out to my favor. And for that, I'm very thankful. And I also acknowledge that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the people and or experiences I've had with the people from my past. And that includes my friends. So thank you guys as well, you know.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I was gonna say with those two very full-fledged emotional those emotional very powerful speeches, you know. Em, what are your thoughts about Thanksgiving? What are you thankful for this season?
I mean, you guys said a lot.
Yeah, but I was saying, but like you though, what about you? How do you feel?
Wow.
It's okay, sis. Take your time. Take your time.
Um. Sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. I know it's a lot. Like it's, and again, just like how I was saying before, like it's been 2 whole years since we've been on this podcast. So like, not just the fact that it's kind of like, oh shit, like there's just so many things that like just haven't been said in the past like 2 years, but also just there's just so many things that have happened in the past 2 years. Not just that, but there's a lot of things that have happened between last year and this year. Like sometimes it's really hard to think of, like, out of literally everything that I've done this year, what am I the most thankful about? And I bet if I think about it a little bit longer, my answer literally might change. But I was gonna say, I'm just keeping it general in the sense of just like the relationships I've had with people. I feel like that's just really important, you know.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I'm sorry, my sibling came in, that's why.
Wait, what
Ray
happened?
wanted to talk to me real quick. Ray wanted to talk to me real quick. That's why.
Oh,
Be
okay.
quiet for a bit.
No, you're good.
But no, I I guess I am thankful for you guys. I mean, so far you guys stayed, so that's good.
I mean, of course we're gonna stay, sis. I was gonna say we're your friends.
Exactly.
You know, I used to have friends.
I had an
Back
identity
in the olden
once.
days.
Yeah.
I think, what was it, the last time we said it was like March 2020? Yeah. That's when I actually had girlfriends.
Damn, I was gonna say you and your 3 weed smoking girlfriends.
Hold up. No. They did nothing, first of all. They didn't like the things I liked, so.
But it's all good. I
I'm
was gonna
glad
say.
I'm glad that they're out of my life now.
Yeah.
Honestly, from what I've heard, I guess my life is better than theirs.
Well, that's good. Well, I was gonna say no tea, no shade, but like I was gonna say, like it's good to have different types of people, and it's good that you have friends, because you know we like you and we appreciate you.
And now I'm going back into actual talking to girls again. I started talking to, what's her name? What was her name? I don't think I should say her name.
Wait.
One of our friends' girlfriends.
Oh, mine?
No, not yours. Not yours. I haven't talked to her yet. I'm still nervous.
Oh.
Let me be for one.
She told me. I was because she was talking to me earlier today. Oh yeah, I should probably make this clear in the podcast. I currently have a girlfriend. Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized, Isaiah?
Huh?
Ever since the last episode and this episode, there's just one person that was just never existed in terms of this podcast. if you catch my drift. Do you? I don't know if you do.
I don't even know.
Anyway,
Ooh, I think I'm lost.
I was gonna say I was in 2 relationships since the last podcast. And what I'm trying to say is that between the last episode and this episode, there's that first relationship, it just came and went. But yeah, that's just really weird to think about. But yeah, I was gonna say I currently have a girlfriend. She's awesome. But yeah, that's what I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. But what I was gonna say was that she reached out to me today, and she was telling me about UM and how you had sent her the message, but she was sick, so she wasn't feeling well, so she didn't get the time to respond. Also, she didn't have Game Pass until like 2 hours ago, so like that's probably another reason.
That's fun. We had to talk about that. I was like, I think she needs Xbox Live first.
Yeah, so for context, I wasn't saying Isaiah, you know this, but I gave my girlfriend my Xbox last week, and I was kind of setting everything up for her, and you know I still had like all my old games and stuff like that, but she had signed into her Xbox account and stuff like that, so I left. And then when I came, and then I was talking to Emily about it because my girlfriend wants obviously more friends and stuff to play video games with. So I added Emily on Xbox for both of us. And then Emily reached out to ask to play a game, but then I didn't put two and two together that Emily wasn't able to play any games because of the fact that, like, you know, she doesn't have Xbox Live. So I had to like go buy that really quickly and be like, oh yeah, my bad, I didn't set you up properly. Anyway, you have Xbox Live now, enjoy those games.
Yeah, well, so it's fun.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if you didn't tell me that, I probably would have not done it for like the longest.
Yeah. I was wondering about that too. I was like, should I tell him or I don't know.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I'm glad you did because now I know. I was gonna say we are reaching, I guess you could say, the last quarter of the podcast. So I was gonna say, I don't know if you've been keeping track of this, Emily, but the Game Awards, you know what that is, right?
No.
You don't? How are you
All right.
like I say it's like, all right, I think this is the time where I step in. Well, I was gonna say, like, how are you? Wait, I just realized something. Yeah, you're like arguably one of the biggest gamers out of us three. How are you the one who doesn't know about the Game Awards?
I just play games I like, alright?
She's like, I just play COD all day. Leave me alone.
Well, that's what I'm into now. I haven't even played Apex yet.
That's true. We still haven't played Apex. What are your thoughts about the new COD, by the way?
I love it.
Even
love
through
it.
its glitchiness.
I just really love it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I know that you and I played a little bit earlier.
Yeah. I get the real game, and we can all play Search and Destroy.
Oh my gosh! I mean, like, the game's still $60 right now. I don't know if I'm gonna end up getting it. I mean, I probably will, cause.
Wait till Black Friday. No.
Wait, there's a Black Friday discount?
I have no idea. I was just joking. I just assume.
If
there is, go for it.
Yeah, if there is, I probably should go for it. Realistically speaking, have you played the new COD, Isaiah?
I don't have it, no.
I was gonna say you've outgrown your COD phase.
No, I've never really had a COD phase, you know. I had it like back in, you know.
Wait, can we back that up? You said I never really had a COD phase, and then followed it up with the words "I had it," which meant that you had a COD phase.
Yeah, but it wasn't with you guys. It was back in middle school in 8th grade when I actually did have live for the first time on my 360 and stuff like that. That's when I was in my Modern Warfare 3 days. But like after a while, after all the Black Ops stuff started happening, I kind of just lost my interest with Call of Duty. And then, you know, along came some people, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll you know, try to get myself back into stuff just to play. And then Warzone happened, and that's what I played for a lot of time with Emily and with you guys a couple of times. But like, I guess, yeah, just the Call of Duty train kind of just left the station for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's not a game that I restrict myself from playing. It's just like, I don't know, I just kind of lost my sense of excitement for it, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. I've grown a lot more custom. Like, I've grown into more what I realize is my personal love for video games, and it really has to do with just my personality.
Mm-hmm.
And which is why, like, I guess I just always have been more accustomed to single player games, because that's what I did for such a long time of my childhood. So like I've always been used to just playing games by myself, but not just that, like just playing one player games all the time. So I'm much more of a sucker for like single player narrative driven games.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
And
if there's anything I've noticed about you, like just in general, is that you've always been someone who's been super grasped by like story and lore, which kind of makes sense as to why you like, for example, Modern Warfare, because the Modern Warfare series was like a story-driven series.
I'm a big fan of the original Modern Warfare because I loved that trilogy of the story with Captain Price and Soap and everybody. I loved that story like so much, and I used to play the heck out of those three. And like I said, especially Modern Warfare 3, that was like my go-to one. But like, not to say that the newer games don't focus on that, because the newer games, they do give themselves their own campaigns. But nowadays, it's like not really the focus of Call of Duty anymore. Like, I personally feel like Call of Duty's focus recently has just been, how do we get as many players to play the game as possible? Like, how do we get people to play, multiplayer? That's like the main focus now. It's really just been the multiplayer aspect, and especially with the battle royale genre being super popular in the past like 5 years. Like that's like really been the whole focus of what they've been doing with Warzone recently. And I'm not a fan of battle royale, because I truly do enjoy Fortnite a lot. Apex Legends is like, I've been playing that game since day one.
Not even,
and like,
like all of us.
Like I don't dislike the battle royale genre. It's just so obvious that like so many different companies are trying to, because like, let's be honest, no game really had a battle pass format until Fortnite came along. Then all of a sudden you had all these games starting to implement a battle pass kind of, like Halo.
Well, it was PUBG.
Instance.
Didn't it all start off with PUBG?
Well, yeah, PUBG was the first battle royale. I don't know if PUBG had a pass that you had to pay for in order to like unlock rewards and stuff like that.
I'm gonna fact check you right now, but you can keep talking.
But yeah, like for instance, Halo's never been a game that's really known for that, at least to my knowledge, But then when Halo Infinite came out, its multiplayer had a battle pass system, like for the very first time, and everybody was so scared of that. Everyone was so afraid of that, even though, funny enough, at least to what I remember, Halo Infinite has one of the better formatting of a battle pass, because unlike other games, they don't run out. They just continually were going to,
Wait, really?
release different seasons, but you weren't limited to that season's pass. They wouldn't go away. You could still like gain experience and level up in those passes and like still get all the stuff you would have missed out on. But I'm not sure if they ended up going through with that, because very recently I heard that Infinite, unfortunately did not do well. Where everybody thought it was going to do well, because it actually did look promising, but after a while I heard that it kind of just died off. So I don't know if they actually did end up going through with that, but I do know that that was their plan. Like that was their straight out public plan of how they were going to handle their multiplayer and their formatting, which is what I think every game should do. I mean, like, if you ask me, and I know Chris feels the same way, you shouldn't have to pay for anything else other than the game, You really shouldn't have to. Like, I get DLC, but like there's a certain level of DLC that like I feel like there shouldn't have to be a paywall for that. But there's different varieties of DLC, which is why it's a bit of a complicated topic. But like, if you ask me, I feel like once the player pays for your whole game in full, like they should just be obligated to give you free content, to get people to continue to play the game.
I completely agree
stuff
with
like
that. Also, fun fact, I just looked it up. So the very first battle pass was not Fortnite, was not Apex, wasn't any of those things. It was Dota 2. The game Dota 2 introduced the very first battle pass along with Team Fortress 2 back in 2013.
Which was technically, actually, yeah, Fortnite was around during that time still.
But it
wasn't the battle royale.
Yeah, it was the what, Save the World thing, right?
Yeah, that was like the main game.
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly Fortnite changed their original idea and turned it to literally arguably one of the biggest, not even arguably, I think it is the biggest battle royale, the biggest battle royale to basically ever exist at this point in time.
Yeah,
I
would agree with you.
I was gonna say,
although Emily, I'm pretty sure would disagree with that.
Yeah, Emily likes Apex more. But I was gonna say to reel it back in and just get the last question out of the way. I know Isaiah, at least for you, with the Game Awards, you've already voted, right?
I didn't vote for Game of the Year because I haven't played any of the games that were nominated. So I feel like it's not fair for me to go ahead and vote. I only voted for stuff that I genuinely felt like, would be good, and stuff that I actually did play. But for Game of the Year, I did not vote. However, I do feel like I know what the two runner-ups are going to be.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I feel like everyone knows who the two runner-ups are going to be.
Yeah. So and also I'm going to break it down for you a little bit, but because Game of the Year has a bunch of different categories, obviously, that everyone gets to vote on, and the results are going to be coming out in December when the actual Game Awards show gets released. But just like how, for example, when I was live, I had basically put it out there and had let it be known that I was doing my votes on stream, and I did so. I'm also going to be watching the results and everything else for the Game Awards on stream. But in terms of for what is the Game of the Year, it's basically against two games, and everyone knows that, including video game media, which is what they've been advertising. So it's honestly going to be either between God of War Ragnarok, which is the new God of War game that recently released, or it's going to be against Elden Ring, which was very popular in the beginning of the year. However, towards the end of the year, hasn't been doing as well. And I feel like there's a lot of reasons as to that, but I guess that will go into in further discussion in a little bit. Emily, I was gonna say, I know that you've probably known a little bit about both games. Which one do you think is gonna win Game of the Year? All right, cool.
Did you not hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you.
Ragnarok. Okay.
Wait, you think
God of War one?
You think Ragnarok's gonna win?
Yeah, I've seen some stuff about it, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny looking through some of it. It's a pretty cool game. It looks pretty cool. I wouldn't play it, but
Yeah, I get you. What about you, Isaiah?
Yeah, everyone talks about it. It's are we just gonna assume that God of War Ragnarok is gonna win? And I straight up just yeah. I don't really think it's gonna beat God of War. I know Elden Ring was a very big deal, for the type of game that it was, but there's this very big hype around the God of War franchise when the first God of War was announced.
Well, re-released, right? Revamped, was it? It was a revamp?
The first God of War is a continuation from the original trilogy. It's not a reboot or a remake. It is the genuine continuation from the original trilogy.
I see.
Yeah, because in both of these games, they do reference Kratos' past in those three games. So when the first God of War in 2018 was announced, I think it was in 2016 that they announced it, there was such a ginormous hype behind it, because anybody who owned a PlayStation played God of War. That was one of the biggest selling titles on the original PS2 was the original God of War trilogy. Everyone played that game and everyone loved it because it was just straight up chaotic, just murder with a bunch of different weapons. And you know, it told through the story of a bunch of different mythology, which, you know, I know so many people find a lot of different mythologies very interesting. Obviously there's different takes on it. You know, obviously we have the Marvel version of Norse mythology, which I'm sure like basically everybody is associated with at this point. But like the narrative of those games are so in depth with how they work. And like when the first one in 2018 was announced, like everybody was just like, oh, I need to get a PS4. I need to get a PS4 so I can play the new God of War. And when it came out, everyone like blew their minds on it, to the point where it won Game of the Year for 2018, which, you know, I'm not gonna say it didn't deserve it.
It did.
I'm just saying, you know, there's there was God of War. There was also Marvel Spider-Man. You know, Marvel Spider-Man was the other runner-up. You know, So I mean, you know, maybe I'm a little biased in saying I think that one should have won, but like, you know,
I forgot.
I can't compete with the rest of, you
Society.
know, the PlayStation community. So sure, I guess God of War would and should have won, but you know, what were the other games? The other games for 2018 it was God of War, it was Marvel Spider-Man. I believe it was one of the Final Fantasies or Resident Evil at the time.
So I think so. Okay, so the nominations for Game of the Year was, well, I just searched it up. I see 6. I see God of War. I see God of War. I see Spider-Man PS4. RDR2, Red Dead Redemption 2. I see Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which for those who don't know, that's my favorite Assassin's Creed game.
Really?
Yeah, my favorite. Well, remember, I didn't really get the chance to play Assassin's Creed when I was younger. So my first introduction to Assassin's Creed was as a teenager on a cruise ship. I played Assassin's Creed Origins, and then since I love Greek mythology, I bought Odyssey, and I loved Odyssey. So yeah, so it's God of War, RDR2, Spider-Man PS4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Monster Hunter World, and the indie game Celeste.
Right. Yeah.
Those are the nominees for 2018.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I'm not gonna lie though, I forgot that Spider-Man and RDR2 were 2018 games. I feel like in terms of like, I guess long-term or community base, I would have given it to RDR2. And for story-driven game, I think I would have given it to Spider-Man. But then again, I'm also biased because, you know, you and I are both Spider-Man fans, and also I haven't played a single God of War game. So I guess this is not my place to say.
Two of you.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say yeah. We're all Spider-Man fans, honestly.
There you go.
Spider-Man representation over here.
But like,
Yeah.
I even heard, even recently though, I watched videos, like old videos of people reacting to like the Miles Morales game, and I've heard stories of people who did not like Spider-Man. Like, people found Spider-Man such an annoying character at the time. People were not fans of Tom Holland in the MCU, and like Spider-Man was not in his greatest form at the time. And so many people talk about this game being the thing that saved their perspective on Spider-Man. This one guy talked about how he thought he was like such an annoying character. He just did not like how Spider-Man operated, which hurt his ability to want to play this game. But when he finally tried it out, Spider-Man became his favorite superhero of all time solely because of the narrative and playstyle of this game.
Honestly speaking, that man is outdated. He should have just played Spider-Man 2, but that's my opinion.
No, dude, but like again, yeah, it sounds biased, but it's like there's no getting around it that this game is, in my personal opinion, and I'm counting this as of every film that has ever came out, every other game that has ever come out, like, I wholeheartedly believe that Marvel's Spider-Man, Insomniac's version of the character of Spider-Man, is the best media that we have ever gotten of Spider-Man. It is the perfect interpretation of Spider-Man, of combining every aspect from the comics, the films, the cartoons, the games that everyone loves, and puts it into the most perfect story that you could tell to tell who Peter Parker and Spider-Man are. You know, people always talk about that, especially for Batman, of how Bruce Wayne and Batman are two completely different people. And in a way, in a very certain way, it's a similar thing for Spider-Man and Peter Parker. But it's a lot more lighthearted when it comes to Spider-Man and Peter Parker. But
I completely agree.
Yeah, like this game quite literally is like the most perfect version of Spider-Man that I think there is, you know, comparing to the comic book likeness. And the story that they told, and I've heard so many people talk about it, like it was probably the best decision Insomniac made to make their version of Spider-Man 8 years into the role of being Spider-Man already, because everybody knows Spider-Man. You know his backstory. You know everything that he's gone through. You've seen more than one Spider-Man movie in your lifetime. So like, you know who this person is. So when you put that person 8 years in advance, like, it's such a fun way of being like, oh, okay, so after 8 years, how is his life? What are his relationships with Aunt May, with Mary Jane, with the villains that he's fought over the years? And it creates this, like, such a creative, you know, aspect of what they could do, you know? Like, okay, well, what if Mary Jane and Peter broke up in their relationship after all this time? You know, what if every villain that he's ever fought, which, again, a really good telling of the Sinister Six story, you know? And just the probably the most perfect part of the story is his relationship with Dr. Octopus. The way that they created the villain of Dr. Octopus in this game is like I don't know if I want to say I prefer this Doc Ock over Alfred Molina's Doc Ock from, you know, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, because he really did sell being Dr. Octopus, especially if you watched the 90s cartoon.
Yeah, but
Alfred Molina did such a really good job in that.
But I also feel like, especially between and I know that it's arguable, but like everyone says, well, at least I believe that like Spider-Man's greatest villains are Doc Ock and Green Goblin, because those villains were made off of his own accord, and I feel like that's probably like those people, like the villains that he kind of has like the most like responsibility for, kind of like a sense of like, oh, I did this, or oh, this is my fault. Don't get me wrong, you probably say that for a plethora of his other with some of his other villains, but I know that especially in the game, in the PS4 game, you get to really see like the bond that they share, like the things that they knew about each other, and then kind of just see it like just go to shit, and see him kind of like struggle with that like internal turmoil of kind of like, damn, I really screwed this up, like I need to make things right, or like, dang, this is really my fault, but like I still have a responsibility, and I still need to save the world. So we'll save Manhattan at least. I gotta do what I gotta do. But yeah, I was gonna say it's just really, really, really interesting. And to also just go into just like, I guess in terms of the Game Awards, in terms of games like that for just story-driven games, I feel like story-driven games kind of just sell for the Game Awards. Like you're not gonna get Game of the Year if your game doesn't have a top tier / greatest of all time story, which is kind of why you have things like, for example, like Elden Ring, and things like God of War being nominations, because God of War, obviously, like how you were saying, everyone was about to like drop their whole entire balls down to get that game no matter what, because of the continuation of the story and how it already generated an audience. And then for like on another angle, you have RDR and people who were fans of RDR 1 and stuff like that, because RDR 2 had an awesome story. And then also same thing for, you know, Spider-Man PS4. So yeah, at the end of the day, like especially with this year's game awards, like I completely see why Elden Ring and Ragnarok are going to be viable options. But I really do think personally that it's gonna go towards Ragnarok.
Yeah,
just because of the fact that not only does the God of War franchise is just so big, but also just because of the fact that like there's just so much already there that they developed on and made even better. Like I couldn't imagine how this year would have been if God of War Ragnarok flopped. Like I literally knew people who were like, oh yeah, I bought the collector's edition. I bought Thor's hammer. I dropped that $200 edition of the game so I can get all that stuff in the mail when this game comes out. Like they did it very well. I'll say that. But yeah. I mean, is there anything else that you guys would want to talk about? All right, awesome. So no, I'm messing with y'all, but yeah, I think Game Awards this year are gonna look pretty promising. I was actually really impressed from last year. And Isaiah, I know that you were telling me about something between the Insomniac Spider-Man, I guess Spider-Man 2 video game that you had heard about. What was that again? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. I was gonna say I don't know what happened to Isaiah. There's a chance that he might have disconnected. But
Oh, no.
but yeah, like it's just, yeah, the game awards and everything about it is just always a fun time of year because you get to see all the new games that are coming out and all the new stuff that's being announced. And it's always been really cool to just take a part of that, and especially in the terms of like, even if you're just like, you know, an avid gamer, or if, like, for example, you're like one of us and you're someone who likes to make content and like do like watch parties for that type of stuff, like there's always a significant amount of hype around those things to watch, which is really nice. But yeah, I was gonna say, are there any games that you're excited for that might come out this year during the Game Awards, Emily?
I wouldn't know.
I was gonna say, you haven't been keeping track of any of the new games?
No, I think the Modern Warfare 2 one is the only thing I knew about, so.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but because the game came out like right before voting started, so I think it only was able to qualify for like 1 or 2 nominations right now. But the fact that it still was able to get nominated after being such a late release is pretty impressive in its own regard. I feel like if they polished the game a little bit more, and they released it, I bet I would have done better. But then again, we can't change what's already happened, you know. But yeah, I was gonna say, we've reached the amount of time. It's about that time where we start heading out. But this was fun. I was gonna say, I thank you guys so much for being here. Audience, thank you guys for being here. Really do appreciate having you guys. And I was gonna say special thanks to obviously our speakers here, because this podcast wouldn't be the same if it was just my black ass talking on the mic for an hour by myself. It'd be kind of lonely, and probably not that interesting. So thank you, Em. Thank you, Isaiah. I still think Isaiah's disconnected. Isaiah, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, I don't know necessarily what's going on. Hopefully he's okay though. I think he might have disconnected. But yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be the end of the Name Pending podcast. Episode 3, technically speaking, episode 2, second official episode, 2 years later. But hopefully we won't leave you guys hanging for another year or two. For another episode. I was gonna say, how about you, Em? I was gonna say, who are you and where can they find you?
They can find me on I would say almost every social media, but I don't know how much there is right now. You can find me YouTube. I rebranded. Just remembered that.
Yeah, probably get to let them know what you It Just King.
Yeah, It Just King. Yeah, it. Don't put the S. It's just it. I misspelled it.
It Just King. I was gonna say, and you're available on all social platforms.
Yep, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, I guess. Yeah. What was the other one? Dickety Doc.
Not the
Did
ticket.
I ever tell you I posted a video on there?
You posted a video on TikTok?
You never saw it?
No, I was at least if I did, I don't know. I would say I'd probably have to go check. It's been a while. I was Isaiah just disconnected and came back in. Isaiah, are you here? Hello? I was he's
He's
muting.
taking a while
He's muting and
saying-
unmuting him. He's muting and unmuting
He
himself. So I
can
don't know if
hear
he's fine
us,
or not.
but he
Yeah,
can hear us. It's just that we can't hear him apparently.
I see. I see.
You can also find him on Instagram, YouTube. I don't know the rest. I'm just assuming those two are the only ones I remember.
I think he's trying to figure out how to get his mic back up. And there you are. Jesus, I was say you sound bit chopped or bit crushed, but yeah, welcome back.
I've been here the whole time. Like I couldn't speak for some reason, but I could hear you.
So you're just screaming at your phone the entire time while trying to get back in.
Basically.
But yeah, I guess you heard the last part, but we're ending the podcast now since we reached time.
Yeah.
So Isaiah, who are you and where can they find you?
You can find me as Quantum Zay on basically everywhere. The YouTube channel. Haven't uploaded in a year, but like, hey, like maybe that'll get fixed. I don't know. Screw around and find out, I guess. You can find me on the Instagram. Don't really use the gaming one, so like, all I really got is, I wouldn't say personal, because like, it's just kind of out there. You can go ahead and find me on Instagram at Isaiah_Feliciano_25. Yeah, don't judge that name. I made it when I was in high school. And I am on Twitter also as Quantum Zay. So, you want to go check out absolutely nothing that I post on there. But, it's always nice to have, people coming in saying hi. Go ahead and do it. Why not? I like people.
Yes, sir. And I was gonna say, I'm your host. I was gonna say you guys can find me on all social platforms as ZZ_Sonic. That's ZZ_SONIC. Sometimes we do replace that O with a 0, depending on if the name's taken or not. But but yeah, you can find me on every social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, now Tumblr, debatably maybe even Hive, because Twitter almost died like last week. But yeah, but the main places that you can find me is going to be on Twitch, twitch.tv/ZZSonic with a 0 instead of an O. Yeah, there, or TikTok, or Twitter, because I'm always on Twitter. But yeah, guys, anything to leave the viewers before we head out for the night?
Don't forget about Ozzy. The Hell Brutus.
Yes, thank you. Actually, yeah, Ozzy isn't with us, but if you guys want to go and see his stuff, it's gonna be Hell Brutus on all socials as well. He's more specifically on YouTube and Instagram. So if you guys get the chance, go check him out over there. But yeah, any other ending remarks, guys?
I believe we are done here.
Alrighty then. Well, as always, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Special round of applause for Emily and Isaiah for being here with us today. Thank you guys.
Of course.
I was gonna say, so much love to you guys, and I will see you beautiful people in the next podcast. I almost said stream. All right, I was gonna say bye, guys.
Laters.
Bye.